name is Quinn Palermo, and today we're going to walk through a real manufacturing and innovation decision inside Bobo's oat bars made by Nick Guillen. This case focuses on how Bobo's attempted to launch a brand new fig bar product in a market that is already dominated by a well-known competitor, and the manufacturing challenges that came with it. Our story centers around Nick Guillen, a lab technician and manufacturing coordinator at Bobo's. Nick works directly with product development and production teams, translating recipe ideas into commercially scalable products. Bobo's is a Colorado-based snack company most known for oat bars and oat bites. Their brand emphasizes extremely clean ingredient labels, minimal processing, and a homemade feel, even while operating at an industrial scale. That combination, clean ingredients and homemade-style baking techniques, makes their production decisions especially challenging anytime they enter a new product category. The origin of this decision occurred when the marketing team identified a hole in the marketplace. The leading fig bar company, headquartered in Utah, dominates shelf space, but those products aren't considered clean label. Nick explained that consumers know them, but also view them as sugary and processed. Bobo's asked, could we produce a clean fig bar that keeps the nostalgia and taste, but aligns with Bobo's ingredient philosophy? The marketing team wanted a product similar in size and shape to competitor fig bars, positioning Bobo's as a direct competitor, not just an oat-based alternative. Nick reported that they quickly solved recipe development challenges. The crust wasn't a concern, but fig filling was surprisingly complex. Turkish figs taste better but cost more. California figs taste more like a traditional Newton. That decision alone affected cost of goods sold, pricing, and launch strategy. They chose to use Turkish figs due to the higher quality of filling. Once the recipe was finalized, the true decision point and main problem emerged. How do we actually manufacture this bar on our existing machines? Bobo's factories were originally designed for circular oat bites, not filled bar formats. Early testing resulted in what they call filling breakout, where jam pokes through the crust, raising concerns about appearance, consumer perception, and scalability. Option 1 was to modify the choppers on their Rihan Mega MN200 equipment. This could potentially create a perfect bar shape, solve breakout issues, and protect brand quality. However, this required procuring new parts, redesigning equipment, and manually switching components, making lines slower and the project significantly more expensive upfront. Option 2 was to work with the existing machinery. This meant altering factory settings rather than installing new components. The upside was lower costs and faster commercial rollout, and far less downside on manufacturing lines. The downside was accepting some visible breakout and potentially reduced quality appearance. Nick spent over 40 hours testing settings, working with Rihan technicians, and collaborating across product divisions to troubleshoot the issue. The main trade-off was speed, cost, and efficiency versus visual perfection. Reconfiguring machinery would mean a delayed launch, high capital investment, and risk the product still underperformed commercially. Conversely, moving forward without hardware modifications introduced appearance issues, risk of consumer complaints, and more supervision on the line. Ultimately, Nick's question to the team was, is the product good enough to represent the Bobo's brand at scale? The core decision was straightforward, but strategically important. Should Bobo's rely on existing machinery to launch quickly and cost-effectively, or invest heavily in new components to ensure a flawless appearance? This case shows how new product launches aren't just recipe questions. They're operational, financial, marketing, and manufacturing decisions that require trade-offs between ideal product quality and realistic commercial execution. Thank you for listening.